is currently in some trouble yet again. This time, it's going back to the basics. These damn referees.
The Chicago Sky's season has been messy, but nothing could have prepared fans for this full-blown circus.
Let's talk about Tyler Marsh and the Chicago Sky. Good God. They lost this game to the Connecticut Sun. Seriously, I mean, the battle of crap teams. And the Sun come out on top. But the real story from all of this is yet another black eye on Kathy Engelbert and the Connecticut Sun.
Coach Tyler Marsh completely snapped on the WNBA refs after yet another dirty sequence left Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham taking hits with no whistle. Marsh went off, the officials backed down, and fans haven't stopped buzzing since. The real question is, was he justified, or did he cross the line?
Early in the possession, you see Tyler Marsh. He also did not know why that was called a foul, and he reacted.
Was Tyler Marsh justified in blowing up at the refs, or should he have kept his cool?
Tyler Marsh just got ejected from this game.
Here's the deal. The WNBA wants to look like professional basketball, but some nights it feels more like a YMCA pickup game, with refs who might as well just be the tallest guys in the gym. That's exactly what happened when Chicago Sky coach Tyler Marsh finally snapped on the officials after watching Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham get absolutely mauled with no whistle. And I'm not exaggerating. Mauled is the word. These were plays where any reasonable person would say, "That's a foul." Instead, nothing. Silence. The refs swallowed their whistles so hard, I'm shocked they didn't choke on them.
Got a player in this game, it looked like Aaliyah Edwards, that absolutely mugged. I mean, committed a crime on the court, really and truly, against one of the Chicago players. And Tyler Marsh, much to his credit, looking right at you, Stephanie White, he appropriately lost his shit. He lost his ever-loving mind.
Tyler Marsh isn't the type to lose his cool on the sideline. Most nights, he keeps it calm, even when the Sky is struggling. But there's only so much a coach can take. Watching Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham get roughed up on national TV while 3 referees stood by doing nothing, that was the final straw. Marsh exploded, and honestly, can you blame him? Fans say he was right. The refs looked clueless.
Ejected from this game.
This isn't about just one blown whistle. This is about weeks of trash officiating in the WNBA, where certain stars, especially Caitlin Clark, are taking hits every single game while the refs stand around like they're watching a scrimmage at the YMCA. Honestly, it feels like there's a separate rulebook for her. Rule 1. Don't call fouls when Clark gets hammered. Rule 2. If she so much as breathes on an opponent, blow the whistle. Rule 3. When somebody nearly yanks her arm out of the socket, just look away. Fans have been pointing it out all season, and now even coaches are hitting their breaking point. The play that finally lit the fuse? Picture this. Clark cuts hard through the lane. Sophie Cunningham's on the wing. Out of nowhere, boom. Clark gets wrapped around the neck, body checked to the floor like it's football Sunday. Sophie? She's shoved into the stanchion like this is WWE Raw. And the refs? Standing there with their hands on their hips. Watching. Doing absolutely nothing. It was like they thought they were extras in the background of a movie, not officials in a professional basketball game. That's when Coach Tyler Marsh snapped. Usually, Marsh is calm, not the animated type. But this time, he was done. 1 second he's crouched down coaching, the next he's on the floor like he just got shot out of a cannon. He lit into the refs with so much fire, you could almost feel it through the TV. And this wasn't some polite, "Hey ref, you missed that one." This was pure, unfiltered rage. Years of basketball emotion boiling over in one explosion. And here's the wild part. Suddenly the refs found their eyesight. Couldn't see Clark getting mugged. Couldn't see Sophie taking a shove. But the moment Marsh so much as steps in their direction, whistles, technicals, finger pointing. Suddenly, they're wide awake, ready to flex authority. It's the oldest trick in the book. Ignore the foul, punish the reaction. And that's the WNBA's biggest problem right now. The league keeps hyping its stars, Clark, Boston, Reese, Stewart, but the officiating still looks like it belongs in a middle school gym. If the league wants fans to respect the product, they better start protecting the players who make people care in the first place. Fans aren't dumb. They see the double standards. They see the inconsistency. And in today's world, you can't hide it anymore. Every missed call, every cheap shot, every no-whistle moment goes viral within seconds. One bad clip spreads across Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram before the refs even jog back down the floor. Bad officiating doesn't just get overlooked anymore. It gets exposed. For Tyler Marsh, this wasn't about one single game. This was about a season's worth of disrespect. Chicago's roster has been banged up. They're already fighting for their lives every night, clawing to stay in the playoff hunt. The last thing they need is referees swallowing whistles whenever their players get hammered. And Marsh, he finally said what fans have been screaming all year, enough. But he didn't say it politely. He didn't whisper it on the sideline. He exploded. And while sure, coaches are supposed to keep their cool, let's be real. Sometimes the only way to send a message is to lose your mind. Now let's talk about what really set him off. And no, assault isn't an exaggeration. When you wrap your arm around someone's neck on a basketball court, that's not defense. That's not being physical. That's something you could get arrested for if it happened outside the arena. Yet the refs stood there like it was no big deal. Caitlin Clark has been dealing with this all season long. Body checks, yanks, trash talk, and the officials just shrug. Sophie Cunningham. She's used to rough play, but even she looked stunned. There's physical basketball, and then there's whatever this was. So Marsh did the only thing left. He protected his players. By charging out, by blowing up, by nearly getting tossed, he sent a message. Everyone in the arena heard it. Cameras caught it. Clips went viral. Fans loved it because they're tired of seeing this nonsense. Sure, the WNBA front office will probably fine him. That's what they do. A little slap on the wrist, a press release about professionalism. But here's the truth. Marsh's outburst worked. He said what everyone else was too afraid to say. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham will step back on the floor next game, and, let's be honest, the cycle will repeat itself. They'll get hacked, shoved, dragged to the ground, and the whistles? Silent. That's the pattern. Refs miss calls. Coaches complain. The league fines them. Nothing changes. Rinse, repeat. But here's the part the WNBA doesn't want to admit. Tyler Marsh's meltdown didn't just show his frustration, it exposed just how broken the officiating system really is. When fans, players, and coaches, three groups that almost never agree on anything, are all saying the same thing, you've got a crisis. Everyone's watching the same game and reaching the same conclusion. The refereeing is garbage. And the timing couldn't be worse for the league. The WNBA is in the middle of its biggest growth spurt ever, thanks in large part to Caitlin Clark. She's packing arenas. She's moving jerseys like hotcakes. ESPN is throwing her in primetime slots. And what do new fans see when they tune in? Their star attraction getting hacked every possession, with refs acting like they left their whistles at home. That's not just bad officiating. That's bad business. Clark isn't just another rookie anymore. This is year 2, and she's already one of the most recognizable players in the sport. Kids idolize her. The media covers her every move. Yet on the court, she gets treated like the 12th player on the bench. That disconnect isn't just frustrating. It undermines the very product the WNBA is trying to sell. Marsh knows it. The fans know it. The media knows it. The only people pretending everything's fine are the refs and the league office. But with every viral clip, every meltdown, every coach explosion, that illusion gets harder to protect. Tyler Marsh didn't just lose his cool, he put the league on blast. He turned a spotlight directly onto the officiating circus that's been ignored all season. And when Sophie Cunningham got dragged into the mess, that was it. That was the breaking point. Marsh wasn't just fighting for his players, he was fighting for the integrity of the game itself. For fans who don't watch every Fever or Sky game, let's break down why this has turned into such a firestorm. Caitlin Clark didn't just enter the WNBA, she detonated into it. Nobody in league history carried this kind of hype. Before she even laced up as a pro, she was selling out arenas, turning Indiana Fever games from background filler into must-watch television. She was supposed to be the crown jewel of the league's growth. And yet, what did the WNBA do with all that momentum? They let referees turn her into a punching bag. Elbows to the ribs, forearms to the face, body checks that belong in hockey. Clark dealt with it all. Now enter Sophie Cunningham, a player who already has a reputation as tough, physical, and not afraid to mix it up. She doesn't shy from contact. In fact, she usually delivers it. So when even Sophie ends up on the wrong side of a brutal no-call, you know the officiating has completely collapsed. If Cunningham looks like she got blindsided by an NFL linebacker and Clark is sprawled out like she got run over by a city bus, and still, nothing from the refs, that's not just missed calls. That's incompetence. And Tyler Marsh knew it. He knew this wasn't about one sequence or one game. His players weren't just being fouled, they were being disrespected. That's why his eruption felt different. He wasn't just fighting for Clark or Cunningham. He was fighting against a bigger pattern, a league that craves the spotlight of Caitlin Clark's superstardom but refuses to shoulder the responsibility of protecting her. That's where the sarcasm practically writes itself. You want to grow the game? Okay, here's a free idea. Step 1. Don't let your refs look like they were recruited from the halftime entertainment crew. Step 2. Maybe, just maybe, protect the player whose jersey is single-handedly fueling your merchandise sales. But instead, the WNBA strategy seems to be, let Clark get mauled, then find the coaches who complain about it. Genius, right? Absolutely brilliant. If your actual goal is to drive fans away faster than refs sprinting to the tunnel after the buzzer. He wasn't just a coach losing his cool. He was the human version of a viral Twitter thread, and fans loved every second of it. Clips of Tyler Marsh storming at the refs spread like wildfire across social media. Some people laughed. Some people cheered. And plenty of people said exactly what everyone's been thinking. Finally, somebody called this garbage out. That's the difference between an ordinary outburst and what Marsh did. This wasn't just one coach snapping in the heat of the moment. This was truth spilling out in real time, broadcast to millions. When fans are agreeing with the coach, when social media is standing behind the coach, and even neutral reporters are tweeting, yeah, that was a foul. You know it's bigger than frustration. That's reality breaking through the WNBA's paper-thin PR shield. And let's not kid ourselves. This isn't the first time Caitlin Clark has been at the center of controversy with officiating. Far from it. She's had flagrant fouls ignored. She's been shoved to the floor with no whistle. She's been whacked in the face like it's open season and nothing happens. At this point, highlight reels of Clark getting hammered without a call are longer than her actual game highlights. That's how bad it's gotten. So when Marsh finally exploded, it wasn't shocking. It was inevitable. You can only bottle up disrespect and dangerous officiating for so long before someone finally blows. Now, the league office will do what it always does. They'll issue a fine. They'll trot out a boilerplate press release about maintaining professionalism and respecting officials. They'll say Marsh crossed a line. But what they won't do is address the actual problem. Refereeing that is inconsistent, unprofessional, and flat-out embarrassing. Until that changes, nothing else will. Coaches will keep snapping, players will keep getting hurt, and fans will keep roasting the league for its double standards. And here's the part nobody wants to say out loud. The refs will remember this. They always do. Marsh just earned himself a bad behavior label, and in the WNBA that means Chicago can expect more quick whistles, more texts, and even more nonsense. That's the petty reality of sports officiating. They don't like being embarrassed, and Marsh didn't just show them up. He exposed them in front of the entire basketball world. But in a weird way, that's exactly what makes his meltdown so important. Because sometimes you need somebody willing to take the fine, take the angry coach label, and take the blowback just to speak out loud what everyone already knows. Marsh was that guy, and judging by the fan reaction, most people think he was absolutely justified. The bigger question is this: how long can the league keep ignoring it? How long can the WNBA protect refs while players take unnecessary punishment? At some point, someone's going to get seriously injured on a no call. And when that happens, the refs won't be the only ones to blame. The league office will be, too, for empowering incompetence in the name of silence. So yeah, Marsh lost his cool. But in doing so, he gained respect. He sent a message. Bad officiating isn't just frustrating anymore. It's dangerous. Fans are fed up. Players are fed up. And now coaches are done being quiet. Marsh's explosion wasn't a meltdown. It was a warning shot. What do you think? Was he justified, or did he go too far? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe.